Today I have a tutorial for the popular Zindi Easter Bunny acrylic blank. I made a badge rail and a matching Stanley topper. I have the Zindi website linked in my bio, and that's where you're going to find these acrylic blanks. When you buy the acrylic blank from Zindi, they include an SVG file that you could download for your cutting machine. The glitter I'm using is called Pink Passion Palace, and it came from It's Pretty Personal. I started off with 10 mils of UV resin and added in my glitter until it was about honey thick. The more glitter you add, the thicker your mixture is going to be. I'm going to apply this mixture to the back side of my acrylic blanks. There's a protective film on both sides. I just removed the back side. I'm using a metal stir stick to spread that mixture all around the blank. If your mixture isn't thick enough, you're going to have a lot of runoff on the sides and in that hole where the straw is going to go. If you're noticing a lot spill over, just add a little bit more glitter until it's a thicker consistency. You don't want it too thick though, because you want to be able to spread it, and if it's too thick, it'll just kind of sit there and clump up, and the backside won't be smooth. If it's too thick, just add a little bit more UV resin. Now I'm going to remove the protective film from the front of the blanks and apply my vinyl to what is the front side of the acrylic blanks. I did change the SVG that came with the acrylic blanks, and I'll show you how to do that at the end of this video. When I was super new to this, I didn't even do an outline, I just put eyeballs on it. Now that I've had a lot of practice, I like to add the outline because I think it gives it a little bit of extra flair. After I have that vinyl applied to the front, I'm going to apply a top layer of UV resin. I use a silicone nail brush to spread the top coat around. A lot of the general supplies I use are listed in my Amazon storefront, which you can find in my bio. I have a really bright light that I use overhead for filming, and this light allows me to see any dry patches that might be in the middle. It also shows me if any dust or any spare pieces of glitter got in there, and I can move them out of the way. I torch micro bubbles before I cure under the lamp. My lamp cures the resin in about 2 minutes, but it's going to vary based on the resin you use and the lamp that you use. I always attach my badge rails using UV resin. For this one, I put a little bit underneath the badge rail, and now I'm putting some at the top just to get a better hold. I give that a good cure for 2 minutes, and now both pieces are done. This is what your file should look like when you upload it into Cricut Design Space. If you're new here, that black piece is just a reference piece. It's the exact size of the acrylic blank. It does not need to be cut out in vinyl. I'm just going to change the color of that piece so you can get a better idea of what I'm doing. Now, here's the problem with this SVG. It does come with an outline, but the outline is the exact size of the acrylic blank. You don't want your vinyl to go all the way to the edge of your acrylic blank. We're going to make a new outline, and we're going to start by taking that solid piece that came with and contouring out where the eyeballs were. I'm going to delete the outline that came with because we're not using it. Now, using this solid shape that came with, we're going to create a negative offset. You can make your offset whatever size you want. The more negative you go, the thicker of an outline you're going to have. I just opted for a small outline here. After you have the size you want, make sure you apply the offset. Now you're going to select the original piece and the new piece, and you're going to slice that one out of the other. Now you're going to delete the solid pieces until you're left with the outline. Now you're left with an outline that won't go all the way to the edge of your acrylic blank. Now, I normally work on my computer, so if you see me struggle a little bit, that's because I don't know what I'm doing on the app. I was going to move the eyeballs over to show you guys, but I couldn't get it to work. But anyways, we're going to move on to the Stanley topper, and we're going to do that the exact same way that we did this one. First step is the same. You're going to start by ungrouping the pieces. Now with this one, there weren't any holes in the solid piece for the eyeballs, so we didn't have to do any contouring there. This one did not come with an outline, and the solid piece is not the same size as the reference piece. So we're good to use that to make the outline. So same as before, we're going to make a negative offset, and then we're going to slice one solid piece from the other until we're left with just an outline. You can always double check it against the reference piece to get a basic idea of what it's going to look like. I usually conserve vinyl by not attaching a lot of my pieces, but I will attach these eyeballs and cut them out together. The only pieces that we need to cut out in vinyl are the outlines and the faces. The last step is to delete those reference pieces that we don't need to cut out in vinyl. If you guys have any questions about any part of this tutorial, just let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and follow for more projects.